Hey guys, Josh here from VIP Airsoft again. Today I'm going to actually be redoing the video I did earlier about taking off the delta ring and a little bit on the barrels. I apologize for my cough. So today I'm going to redo some of that information, but I'm also going to give you some more information about taking off the delta ring or whatever rail system nut is here, as well as changing out the barrel and show you the differences between some of these barrels. Other than that, I'm going to jump right into it. Alright guys? Alright, so first thing you're going to need when you're doing this, just like before, when you're going to need a vise with preferably a upper receiver block, so you can mount the upper receiver when you're taking off the barrel of it. An AR wrench is pretty much a necessity unless you somehow have another tool that works. If you're taking off a front A2 gas block, you're going to need punches on the sizes that fit. Let me check real quick what the size on these are. These look like they are 1/8. So these are going to be real nice. They'll work really well. These are Craftsman. I like them. Otherwise, I have another one here if anything goes wrong. Pair of vice grips, depending on it. Hammer, and then Allen keys as well. You may not need the Allen keys unless you're installing a rail system, or depending on the whatever rail nut that you're taking off. If you're changing them out, you may need that. So first things first, we're going to get started. As well as the punch block. These are nice if I didn't say that already. These are awesome. They actually allow you to, if you look, there's holes in it. Allows you to actually punch through and not put holes in the table you're working on, because that happens a lot. Alright, so on this, I'm going to take this off and kind of show you, as you can see, I haven't completely hit these in. Just kind of keeping them out so I don't have to hit a bunch. But what you will do is you'll hit them out, so that'll be the first thing. So I'm going to put them in my punch block. This first one right here. Alright, hit that one out. The other one fell out, so just because of how I have it set up. So before we continue, I'm actually gonna, where'd that go? Didn't come out. All right. First thing, make sure it comes out. All right. Now it's out. All right. So if you look on this roll pin, you will notice that this side right here has a bigger opening than this side. So when you're hitting out roll pins, make sure you don't hit the wrong side, otherwise it will be very, very difficult for it to actually come out. So if it's in, for example, let's say it's in and it's down like this. This side goes in first, make sure you hit out that side first, okay? So yeah, just make sure you do that. Most of the time it's not going to be a big deal, but if it's not coming out the right way or it's very difficult, try the other side. That's usually the way I do it. So that's the roll pins. Keep those out of the way. Next thing, what you're going to do is if you see where the tube lines up right here, you're just going to pull straight out. That comes off, okay? Sometimes it may be a little bit difficult, maybe give you a little bit of issue, but usually it's okay. At this point, you would put it in the vise and take off the barrel. Now, because I've already taken this off a couple times, it's actually pretty easy, but the first time you do it may be kind of difficult. So again, I'll show you guys how to put it in there. I'm gonna put it right into there like that, and then you have this other side right there as you set it into there. And then you put it back in the vise. And make sure you're doing this on a hard surface. This table, as you can tell, is giving a lot of sway. It can actually damage either your table, or you may actually damage your vise, or you may hurt yourself if your foot's in the way and you drop it. So normally don't do it on a table like this. Do it like if you have a workbench at home or something like that. So just going to twist, goes down. Depending on the upper, there's usually only one way it goes. So in this case, pull this off. This one is, I guess you say lefty loosey would be, or lefty tighty, righty loosey. That's usually the way it is. Okay, so we're done with that. Come back here. Let's move some of this out of the way again. This is going to now twist off real easy. Most times. Sometimes it is going to be kind of difficult. It's not going to twist off easy. It just depends. So you're going to twist off the delta ring. Delta ring comes out. So delta ring is pretty basic. It has all these little grooves right here that attach it to where it goes. Back here. This is where the gas tube would go through. So, now, as I'm done with that, I just end up pulling out and the barrel comes out. Now, depending on the upper that you're using, you may have some issues. So for example, this is a KWA upper. KWA, they're good, they make great product, but the one thing that's kind of hard sometimes is compatibility, especially with externals. Internals for the most part is okay, but external is going to be the issue. So let's see, this is I believe this is my VFC barrel. Yep, this is my VFC barrel. As you notice, yeah, that's not going in. I don't want to Dremel or cut anything out of the way to try and get it in. It's not worth it. It's too time consuming, and not to mention trying to cut that much material off as much as I would need would possibly damage the upper. And with damaging the upper, you may not get hop-up consistency when feeding or something like that. That's just something you don't want to deal with. So what you can do is find a barrel that fits. Hey, we got one. So this one fits. The one that I had in it fits. Those both might be KWA. This one fits. I have no idea what this is. This must be a JG. And then here is a G&G. Does that fit? No, G&G doesn't fit. So for KWAs, depending on it, you might find a G&G barrel that fits, but most of them won't. Well, now that we're on the topic of barrels, have you noticed when I put this on, the length of where the gas tube or where the gas block would sit? So if you look at the difference between the two of these, so the gas block for this one is for there, that one's for there. So it's two different sizes. If you're using like on the LM4, if you see the size of it, if I'm not mistaken, it is a mid-length. So it's a mid-length gas tube. What that means is that this is a mid-length barrel, so this will work with a mid-length gas tube, which will also work with the Magpul mid-length handguard. If you're wanting to go with the carbine, which is the 7-inch, I'm sorry, the mid-length is a 9-inch, then this is the barrel that you would want if you're wanting the Magpul one, like that style with the 7-inch. But you need a 7-inch barrel, you need the 7-inch handguard, and you also need either a 7-inch gas tube or you just cut down a 9-inch one. Either one of those is an option. So keep in mind, if you are going with a handguard, that's what you need to keep in mind when it comes to barrels. Some of them are flat all the way through, so like this barrel right here, notice how it's flat all the way through, but you may have issues mounting anything. You see all those scratches on there? That's from trying to get stuff off. So just keep in mind what type of handguard you're using. If you're using a rail system, if it's a free flow rail system, you're not gonna have to worry about it. If you have like a 7-inch quad, it'll work on the 7-inch or the carbine length gas tube, okay? So just keep that in mind. We had some questions asked for some people. If I'm not mistaken, his name was Killer Assassin on Facebook. He wanted to know, can you take off a G&G one to show me how to take off the mounting nut on there? Well, I'll show you that first, and then I'll go ahead and do a reassemble of the old one. So this I have here is parts of a G&G Raider front end. As you can see, this is just parts, so don't worry about the color or anything. So first thing that you're gonna do when you're taking these off, and it's very hard to show you, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna kind of point with my Allen key. And granted, I've taken all the Allen keys out, but what you're gonna do right here, there's one Allen key. Normally you'll unscrew that one, and there's one on the other side you'll unscrew. Up here where this hole is, there's also a screw there, and on the bottom there's a screw. So you're gonna unscrew those, and then the other thing you're gonna have to do is actually unscrew back here and right here. And then from this point, what you might be able to do is get the front end to wiggle off and come out. This actually pulled the whole barrel off, which is okay, but usually you wanna try and get the front end off if you can't get everything off. So set that aside. This will come off, and then what you have right here is the mount. Now this is pretty basic, it's pretty simple. The way it works is there is an Allen key that is set in here and here. And there actually might be 4 of them depending on the model. I know they've changed it around a little bit. Sometimes they have 4, sometimes they have 2. You're gonna unscrew those, and then with the vice grips that I told you needed, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna twist that off. Now, this one I don't need to worry about because I've already taken this off. But one way to do it is you put the vise here, right here, and without trying to mess up the thread, you just kind of twist. If that doesn't work, just kind of way to get the vice grips around there. You're gonna twist this off, take that off, this comes out, that's the other portion of the barrel, and there's the barrel, or the rail mounting piece at least. So if you look at it, I guess with the G&Gs, it's about a 3-piece barrel. So you have the piece that hooks into the receiver, the barrel that sets out here, and then the front block. So pretty basic on that, pretty simple, not too difficult. Put it back together, put that in, make sure you put the mounting piece back on first, otherwise you're gonna have a very bad time because you'll put it all the way back together and then you realize that your barrel's falling apart. Then you would put this back on, make sure it's going the right way, and then you're actually gonna, if you're not being silly like me, and actually know where things go. Put it on the right way. Then you're gonna push this back down, tighten it up. And then if you look right here, there's actually a hole that will allow you to tighten that screw down there and loosen it. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's pretty much how you do with the G&Gs. Going back to the KWA one, putting it back on, just kind of quick for you guys. All you do is make sure, if you look right here, oh, sorry about that. If you look right here, where this piece is, it sits up the top, you want to make sure that lines up with this right here, okay? If it has fins on the side, such as the G&G one, it has a fin here, and a fin here. The top fin goes in, these two go on the side. The way you can tell is this is where the hop-up unit will sit, that's where the spring will go, and the two fins of the hop-up unit will slide in there. Okay, so it's pretty easy on that. And then also another thing, make sure you don't put it on upside down again, because if you put it in upside down, you're not going to be able to do anything. So that's another thing. I have a few people do that. So all you're going to do is you're just going to slide it in. Oh, come on. There we go. Slide it in. You're going to take your delta ring. You're going to slide it back on. Tight, 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 tight. Tighten it down. And then from here, you're going to line up that little space with the little space in the spring. Bless you, Nate. Thank you. And then you're going to take the front gas block along with the gas tube. You're going to go ahead and line it up. Now, I'm very loosely doing this. You want to make sure it is tight, but for the sake of our test here, and so you guys can get an idea on it, I don't see a point in tightening it down all the way. So let me make sure I get this in here. That. Lining up the hole. Where are you at? There you are. Line it up. Flip it over. And then you stick it in right there. And then what you'll do with the front gas block, you line it up. There is 2 holes down in here. There you'll see them. They're pretty easy to do. Make sure you set it in the right way. Here it is right there. That's pretty much it. You put the next one in. This one isn't really designed for it, so there it is. It's in. So it's pretty basic, pretty easy. You guys by now should know. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to email us, give us a call, come on in, any of those. If you guys want to see any more videos, just again put it in the comments below. Again, send us an email, whatever you want to do. Just get in contact with us. We can put out pretty much anything when it comes to teching. Just ask us what to do. You can probably do it. If I can't do it, I will tell you I can't do it. I'm not gonna make a video on something I can't do. But again, if you guys have any questions, just get us in touch with those ways. Other than that, you guys have a good day.